Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I am Nadeem from GRK College. Today we will discuss about the class 12th, chapter number 15, page 103. The name of the chapter is Organic Chemistry. Today my topic is sources of organic chemistry or organic compounds. You can check this topic on the page 103. Today we will discuss what are the sources of organic compounds and what types of compounds can be obtained from these sources. For example, if you go to that page, you will see there they have written fossil remains. You know, fossils are the plants or animals that once lived millions of years ago. They are no more now. So due to the death and decay of those plants and animal bodies, various types of fuels are produced. For example, coal, petroleum and natural gas. So that's why these three are called fossil fuels, because they are obtained by the decay of fossil remains. So let me discuss first the coal. Coal is a hard black or brown mass, sometimes blackish brown. It mainly contains more than 200 compounds. More than 200 organic compounds are obtained from coal. But how to obtain those compounds? Actually, coal is subjected to high temperature of from 500 to 1000 degrees C and absence of air. So coal is heated up to this temperature and absence of air. Air means oxygen. When there is no oxygen and you heat it from 500 to 1000 degrees C, the coal, the various compounds in coal, they evaporates and they are collected. Okay, so the second one is the petroleum. Petro means rock, oleum means oil. So oil of rock, this is petroleum. Petroleum is a dark black or brownish viscous liquid with a disagreeable smell. It is obtained from earth by digging and mining. So that petroleum is also called crude oil. This is also called crude oil. As such, crude oil or petroleum which is directly obtained from earth by digging or mining, this is of no use. But this petroleum is subjected to then fractional distillation. So we further carry out the separation by fractional distillation method, and we obtain lot of hydrocarbons, especially alkanes, which includes petrol, diesel, kerosene, mobile oil, asphalt, grease, candle wax. Many compounds are obtained from petrol by the fractional distillation of petroleum. The third is the natural gas. Third fossil fuel is natural gas. It mainly contains methane, whose formula is CH4. It is around about 80 to 85%. So most of the books are agreed with the 85%. So in natural gas, 85% is methane. From 8 to 10% it is composed of ethane. Similarly, propane, butane, ethane, they are also present. So we can get the lower hydrocarbons, which is the methane, ethane, propane, butane and ethane from natural gas. So these are called these are called the fuels, fossil fuels, because they are obtained from fossil remains. So the next very small topic is titled in your book is the natural product chemistry. Natural products, natural products is the name indicates. These are the products which are obtained from natural things, that's plants and animals. So those compounds which are obtained from the plants and animal bodies are said to be the natural products, and their study is called natural product chemistry. For example, let me take the example carbohydrates. It's a well-known class of compound. So what are the products obtained from carbohydrates? For example, we can get cellulose. Similarly, we can get sugars and cellulose, sugar and starch, another source of carbohydrate. So these substances are obtained from carbohydrates. Similarly, proteins, for example, silk. It is mainly utilized for, it is obtained from an insect and mainly utilized for making many articles including fabrics or cloths. Silky cloths are made from silk. Wool is protein in nature. Actually, wool from wool we can make sweaters and other wares. Similarly, in addition to silk, wool, there is another protein, that is the casein. Casein is you can say it's a protein food which is rich in proteins which are present in human and cow milk. So it's a food item, you can say. It's normally the patients who, or those children whose growth is very reduced, in order to enhance their growth, casein is given, so it can be also used as a tonic. Similarly, third is the fats and oils. Some examples are, let's say, margarine, we know, butter and lard. Lard is actually, it's written in your book. What is lard? It's actually, this is pig fat. This is the fat obtained from pig. So all these are the natural products, and many items are obtained from these. The next topic is something about the partial and total synthesis. So these are the small topics, so I'm just gathering them in a single topic, the sources of organic compound. So my next topic is the total and partial synthesis. Synthesis means to synthesize, to prepare something. In this topic, they have discussed that if you can prepare any organic compound, and the synthetic organic compounds are superior to natural compounds, then many items, for example, rubbers, dyes, insecticides, detergents, they can be produced further from these compounds. Let me give an example. For example, if I take the example of dye. What is dye? Dye is the color of cloth, kapde ka rang. But natural dyes are mainly obtained from plants, natural dyes. But these dyes expire soon. They fade their colors soon. So synthetic dyes or artificial dyes are introduced. They are prepared by the scientists, which are superior than natural dyes because they are stable. They cannot be decomposed upon heating by solar light. And they have a lot of lifetime, their adhering ability is much more stronger as compared to the natural dyes. So that's why artificial dyes are SY synthetic dyes. These are prepared, and these synthetic dyes are superior to natural one. So I have discussed that many of these topics, and these topics I have discussed that many compounds are obtained, they are synthesized, which are superior to the natural compounds. So actually, the plants and animal bodies are and the fossil fuels. These are the various sources of organic compounds. But these compounds are processed. They are converted into the thousands of the other compounds which are used for the preparation of variety of products. For example, I have discussed dyes, fibers, plastics, explosives, fertilizers, and many others. So in this video I have discussed a huge topic, which was the sources of organic compounds. I first of all discussed for the fuels or the organic compounds which are obtained from fossil remains. Then I discussed the natural product chemistry, and finally I have discussed the total and partial synthesis. Actually, there is a problem here in this topic. What is the total and partial synthesis? Actually, total synthesis is that, for example, if you want to convert A into D, but this is your starting material and this is your end product. But if you convert the A into B, B into C, C into D, this is called total synthesis, because you have started from starting material and you have reached up to this. But let's say we don't need D, we want to stop it here, you can. Okay, and similarly, if you don't have the A, you can take this is a starting compound, so convert B into C and C into D. So this is called partial synthesis. When you start from any intermediate, these are called intermediates, starting material and product. So when you start from any intermediate, or when you stop at any intermediate stage, this is called partial synthesis. But when you start from A to A goes through the intermediate, just like the insect's life cycle. This is the egg, larva, pupa, and finally the adult insect. So what are the larva and pupa? These are the intermediate stages between the egg and adult insect. So actually in this topic the name is different, that is given is partial and total synthesis, but there is nothing about in book that what is the partial synthesis, what is the total synthesis. So at the end I have discussed this too for your convenience. I thank you all.